right, so let's start it like this. Ant had a dream that he was fighting Will Smith.
I was at a Casual Spa, which is a Quebec chain here in Montreal. Like, you know, there's full of them. It's like kind of like centered around the Montreal Canadiens. And I had a dream that Will Smith pressed me in a Casual Spa, and we fought. We won. I swear
let me take a guess. It was a Lyrical Lemonade freestyle that triggered you. You're like, this is the worst thing I've ever heard.
No. It was
he
just
needs
pressing
an ass
me.
beating.
I don't know. It felt like he was mad at me for some reason. Maybe I fucking made fun of him on like one of these podcasts for the Lyrical Lemonade shit, but it was just hilarious.
Okay, but we need to know though who won the fight.
I kicked his ass.
Yeah,
it was over. That's always in your dreams, bro. You always kick. You guys ever get an ass beating in your dreams? No, I've never had that.
No,
I don't think so.
No, you always do.
Never got my ass kicked in a dream.
I had some weird dreams, bro, on Saturday. Then, like, another dream was, like, I was, like, running around my childhood home type shit, like in RDP where we're from.
But, like, you now or you as a kid?
Me now. And, like, there was just the Canadian government, like, fucking bombing, like, Montreal and RDP. And, like, I was running through my backyard, and I jumped the fence, and I was running in the forest in the backyard of my old crib.
Sheesh, bro.
Yeah, it was, like,
What
kind of late-night teas are you drinking, bro?
I don't know, bro. Hey, listen, I've been detoxing off the kush, so I mean, like, some weird shit comes out because apparently, like, you don't dream when like you smoke, right? Like,
well, I still dream.
Yeah, you still dream.
Yeah, I still dream. Not as much, obviously. Like if I were to take a break, I'd dream a fuck ton. Maybe have a Will Smith in there too.
Yeah, and I just woke up like in like kind of a sweat, and then I went back to bed.
Was his husband there?
What?
Was Will's husband?
It was only Will Smith. It was Will Smith in a Casual Spa. Yeah, probably the weirdest dream I've had as of late. Probably up there as far as that goes. But what'd you guys do this weekend? What'd you guys have going on?
Not much.
Just with cousins, family, chilling out. Me and Luke played tennis on Friday.
We played tennis, yeah.
Who won?
Close games. Nick won.
Nick won?
It was a close game,
Oh,
though.
you're taking lunch money around here, eh?
Listen, bro.
First my cousin Chris,
now Luke. Man. That's what it is.
Did you guys put a little wager on it?
Yeah, $20.
Little gambling DGs, eh?
Yeah.
Look at him.
But summer's coming to an end, though, so...
We gotta make the best out of it, man.
Well, I think it's kind of over, though, low-key.
No, there's a couple of good weeks, man. Like, this whole week's supposed to be, like... in the 20s, which
today's
is like
gonna be 30.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But I kind of
80s, 90s for you guys in the States.
I kind of consider like the end of the summer, end of August. Once it hits September, for me, it's like it's over.
Yeah. So
now let's go into the next.
But
phase.
technically, September 21st, right? Is that what it is?
September 21st is the last day, and then you're officially in the month. Well, not the month.
But yeah, the end of August is really when it's done.
Yeah,
that's when it feels over.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you guys ready for this winter, bro?
This winter's gonna be
I'm never ready for the winter. I mean, listen, I'm down for like the winter sports. You know, like some ice hockey. I know Chris was saying there's that indoor tennis place too, but
that shit's expensive though, right? It's like $20 an hour or something.
I think $40 an hour.
Oh. Yeah, but for
so if you're two guys, it's $20 an hour,
guys.
and if you play two, which a game is gonna last at least 2 hours.
Yeah, it's gotta find one closer to home, bro. I'm not down to.
Why? Where is it?
Laval, bro. Every time.
It's in Laval.
Yeah.
That's not bad though.
No, it's not bad.
Hop on the 25 and then you get it right on the 440. You have the sticker.
$20 a trip. Yeah, no, I don't.
Get the sticker.
I guess.
Why you never use the 25?
I do use it. Honestly, I should have been on it, but whatever.
Yeah. All right, but listen, guys.
Well, listen. Are we putting this out on? We may put this out on YouTube.
It might happen.
It might
be on YouTube. So let's tell the YouTube people what's up with this new series we have going on.
Yeah, let's go through it. So basically, audio pods were getting stale at a certain point. We were just like recommending a bunch of shit, and we felt like the content wasn't going anywhere, and we really always wanted to launch kind of like a looser podcast format where me, Lou, and Nick would be able to like, you know, talk about the weekends, talk about relevant news, that type of stuff. So we're not saying that this is going to become a weekly segment on the YouTube, but whenever we feel like it's right, we're going to be posting just a YouTube video, and you guys are going to be able to watch this on YouTube. But if you guys are watching this on YouTube right now, we are posting this style of content every single Tuesday. That's going to be consistent. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, head to the pinned comment or the link in the description and follow us on Spotify or Apple. These are posted up on Apple, but they don't have video. So that might be a game changer for you. I'm not sure. But regardless, you guys could follow this series every single Tuesday.
Yeah, and that's it. It's going to be really cool just because this is really going to be the hub. Like, especially for the video format of this, it's really only going to be Spotify where you can come in, week week out, and experience these. For audio, it's going to run like it always has, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, literally wherever else you listen. But for YouTube, it's probably going to be occasional for now. So if you really do want to tap into this, Spotify and Apple's the way. So.
And it may be the only time we put this out on YouTube.
It might be, yeah.
And what's cool, too, is we get to speak about relevant news, so things that we don't really touch on in episodes, right? So whether there's a new album that just dropped or some Young Thug becoming a snitch now all of a sudden. You know, at least we could talk about some more shit happening on a week to week basis. So that's what this is.
What a weekend, though, eh?
And now
That's
speaking
crazy.
about Young
Young
Thug, I
Thug.
think that's the biggest headline. We have to obviously tap into it. There's been some crazy shit. I think you guys let me know what's been the most interesting thing to come out for you guys. For me, it was just about like going back to a conversation we had on one of these other episodes where it comes to just, you know, industry manipulation, numbers manipulation, him talking about having to reach out to a plug to make sure that he gets business to the number one spot ahead of Morgan Wallen.
Did it go number one, by the way?
It did go number
It did
one.
go
Holy
number
shit.
one. And there was even the DS Forever versus Dawn FM conversation where apparently you had to put up 50K for Bada streams to be able to have it beat it first week.
This is crazy, bro.
It is.
Well, I
crazy.
mean, like,
Th-
are
th-
you
th-
guys
no,
really
th-
surprised?
This just tells me that it's like if someone of Young Thug's caliber is playing this game, it really leads me to believe that everybody's playing this game.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
for sure.
But were you guys really
Every
surprised?
major artist, every label. No, I wasn't surprised, but it's just like now the public knows. Now it's no longer like an industry secret the way that to a lot of people it probably
Okay, let me
felt like.
ask you guys this: do you blame the artist or do you blame the game? Like,
I blame the game.
because you have to,
For
like,
sure, and the fans too, right? Because like the biggest thing I look at is like imagine wanting that number one so badly that you're gonna drop like 50K or 100K. Like how important really is that number one? Is that gonna change how you and I look at this music?
Well, I
Because it
think-
now went number one.
Well,
and-
maybe it speaks into their fan base, right? Because I think like Freddie Gibbs and like Uncle Al, like let's say fan base doesn't give a fuck where this is gonna chart
Yeah,
on
for
Billboard.
sure.
They don't care. But maybe someone of Gunna's, let's say, level or Young Thug or that type of fan base, that's where it's like they care to the point to where like it would be an insult if they didn't get at least top 5, right? So
For sure, because a lot of those people are concerned with like, I want my artist to be the number one artist, and I think that, you know, subconsciously for a lot of us, that perception does matter. Where it's a sense of like, okay, this is the number one album in the country right now, hip hop or not. I gotta tap into this. Like, there's a bit of like fear of missing out. Like, this is the biggest album in the country. I'm gonna want to check it out.
it's almost a PR budget,
know?
right? Where you put it,
It
in
is.
and
it
like,
totally
you-
is. Yeah, it's a marketing move.
And I think
absolutely.
this just shows like to everybody that overvalues first week numbers and all of this crap. Like, bro, it's not even real.
Exactly.
The jig is up, guys. Like,
Well-
how are you gonna start putting one artist above another for their numbers when it's all a fugazi, bro?
That's crazy.
It is.
It really is. It who has the biggest budget, who's
Mm-hmm.
making the most, and then who's able to get to the top of the Billboard list. So if you're a Billboard, how do you look at this, right? Because low key now all of your numbers are frauded.
Yeah.
Your numbers are frauded. You're not genuinely like representing what's being listened to the most in the country. And I don't think this is only for hip hop. I think this is for legitimately every single fucking genre.
I
bro.
think what's interesting is like trying to understand like how is this happening? Like the back end of Spotify, like how are they letting this go down? You know, like that's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm
like. Is it
interested
literally
in.
robots that are just playing the song like a million times? Like how is it even?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Is Spotify in on it? That's
Yeah.
another
Oh,
conversation.
well,
Very well.
absolutely. Are you
Yeah,
guys
I
kidding
would-
me or what? For
Well,
sure,
yeah,
bro.
for sure.
If you're the CEO
Could
of
be.
Spotify, your whole thing for like the past 10 years has been fucking artists out of their money and making it a social media competition game. But
Mm-hmm.
that platform is cooked. And I think for sure with the number of employees that they have and how long this is going on for, you have to have backdooring. Backdooring happens in every
Yeah.
single industry. You're telling me it doesn't happen in the DSP industry?
I'd be very surprised if that wasn't the case.
And
to
and
be
that's what's
honest.
crazy too is that like you look at Spotify right now and they're getting a lot of heat obviously for like their quality of music that's coming out and it's just fucking all garbage. You look at their UI experience and now with Apple Music more on the rise. So how do you guys feel about it? Do you think it's the DSP's faults as well for what's happening at this point?
For sure, I think they're definitely like this has been an issue that people have been voicing concerns about for a long time, and it's still prevalent. So it's like I don't think they're fixing whatever they could patch up to make sure that like these bots aren't repeating the song and looping it over
Cole
and over
was kind of
again.
one of the first rappers to like really call it out back in 2018, right? If you think about it.
He was one of the first.
What
He
did
was
he-
one
what
of
did
the
he
first.
say
Ever,
again?
he was like, "How many guys are botting their streams?"
Oh, yeah.
And on the allot verse.
That was on the allowed version.
But
So
bro,
if this was
even-
happening back in 2018, imagine at the end.
it's probably been
yeah,
happening since the inception
of the platform, for sure.
platform,
But
yeah.
even besides DSPs, like let's say when CDs were around, how do you know a label or someone's not buying 20,000 copies first week and they put a budget towards that and now it looks like they sold 20,000 more? You know, so I just think the entertainment industry is a facade.
Yes.
And we need to focus on the quality of music. I think does the music hit? I don't give a fuck if it sold 100K or if it sold 10K, the music has to hit.
Yeah, and I think
know?
that whole conversation.
You guys think
is done.
people are still gonna care as much now going down the line? Like now that like all of this is public and that it's kind of been known that there's manipulation, are people still gonna care? I think so,
Yes,
because they
yes.
have cared and they have kind of
100%.
known that there's been manipulation all these years.
I think it's just conversation starters. You want to talk about botting? Look at the social media platforms. The media platforms are just as bad as the DSPs.
Let's say our favorite stat,
Let's say, what was my favorite stat?
the Twitter stat.
Oh yeah, 76% of the traffic on that application is all botted, right?
Yeah, we spoke about this.
Yeah.
the last
Yeah,
time.
it's
crazy
fucking
shit.
nasty,
So if you
like-
get 1 million views on your tweet, by the fact 760,000 views on that tweet are botted. You
Well,
know,
yeah,
that's
you go through all the
technically what
comment
stat is
sections
saying.
and you go through everyone. I mean, we even saw it, let's say, within different platforms in our community, outside, and let's say even the European football community. Like, I'll go through, like, example, Fabrizio Romano's, like, timeline feed. Bro, I go through that comment section. It's fucking nasty, bro. It's nasty. It's literally bot after scam after scam after scam. And in my head, it's like, no wonder the news application is
Yeah.
number one in every single country, whether it's the US or Japan. Bro, these guys are fucking
botted.
botting it hard. Just another statistic, when you look at IG and Meta, I think the statistic was between 13 to 15.
Yeah, yeah.
13 to 15%.
Yeah.
So it's a
I
lot
think even
better
less, but
organized.
yeah, 100%.
But we see it in our own brand, right? Like having your community on IG and the engagement and the tapping in over there, like it's a lot more concise.
Yeah.
It feels a lot more genuine. And then we saw it firsthand. Like we
But what's
were
crazy
leaders
about
in
the
that
bots
community.
too is that they're AI bots, right? So like you remember those bots back in the day when you'd get a DM that said win $1,000 giveaway with like
Yeah.
a bunch of emojis and shit. Now it's a bot that you could have a conversation with. So I could be debating someone on Twitter and the guy's responding to me and debating, but it's a bot.
Yeah.
So it's an AI bot. It's not just like a spammed message that they're just flooding. You know?
Yeah, and you
So
may never know. You might literally.
you never know. No.
Okay, let me
Never know.
ask you guys this question, right? You're an artist. Do you feel discouraged by this if you never knew this, or does it, like, let's say, put you in a different zone where you're like, I have to get in on this at this point, and then you start doing it yourselves?
If I'm an artist, I mean, no, I wouldn't want to invest in that.
No, I wouldn't want to invest in that. I think artists need to focus on community.
That's it.
You know, and like look at clips, look at Freddie Gibbs. Like that's community. At the end of the day, whatever the numbers are, these people have garnered a fan base that is there no matter what, and that's all you need, in my opinion.
Do you feel like it's hard for an up and coming artist now to look at these numbers on Billboard and not feel a type of way because you're seeing guys do fucking 200,000 copies first week?
Maybe it's
but-
discouraging, but
Yeah.
again, community.
Yeah,
That's all it's
and-
about.
And that's it, right? We look at artists like Russ that, like, for 10 years didn't have any Billboard placement, weren't making any money off their music, and then slowly built a community. And now this guy's able to fucking do arena tours across the world. Like, focus on your community, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
focus on the community.
And
building, getting it in.
don't get mixed up in the noise of, like, again, public perception and how many comments you're getting on your posts and
But could
all those minor
could you
details.
even say that it's public perception, knowing that the bots are so heavy on Twitter? For example, if you are going for Twitter narratives and you are going for that type of content, could you even say that, like that? Like, what are you really aiming for? Like, what's really coming in at that point, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I
think
get
about
what
it. You're buying
saying.
into a game that's even more frauded on that side as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you really think about it.
Yeah.
If most of it is like, dude, and the AI and the bot systems, bro, with these ran accounts that are ran, bro, it's fucking scary how
Bro,
good
you
they
don't
are.
know who you're talking to.
Yeah,
could be
you
talking to
legitimately don't-
a literal robot.
Yeah, and you're going through these comment sections, and bro, like, they're getting oddly specific with things, and then you really think in the background, you're like, holy fuck, bro, like there's some serious like tracking going on here, and there's some serious like technology behind this shit. It's fucked, bro.
Nothing's
all-
real, guys. That's
what it
nothing's
is.
fucking real. Just love the music you love. Look for quality, and whether something sells 50K, 100K.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for
But
sure. But yeah,
speaking
speaking about Young Thug,
yeah.
this is a conversation I wanted to have. Do you guys feel like he's fumbled the comeback since coming out of jail? Because I've been beginning to feel that way.
Okay, listen.
Like-
when you say fumbled, it means he really like
Drop the ball.
dropped the ball.
I think he's been dropping the ball, bro. Like time and time again. I think that like him leaking all of this audio and like just showing the public like how much he was talking while he was in this situation is not a good look for him. I think that when it comes to the way that he's had this rollout for his album and he's now reached the point where, yeah, sure, he's held on to it for a while and maybe that's built anticipation, but it hasn't at all. It's had the reverse effect where people aren't really looking or checking out for it anymore. The music hasn't been good. The features haven't been great. Again, now there's word that he's caught up in botting streams and all of this shit. I just feel like it's been L after L that he's been taking, and I don't know what this means, bro. Like you had such a lucrative business in YSL, and now the reputation's kind of tarnished. The music's not hitting. The up and coming artists that he has on the label, have weird allegations against them, or the music is not really having any emotion. Like, to me, it's been a disaster.
It's been a big mess. But that's what happens when you get caught up in these situations, right? Like, as someone that owns a label, or let's say a brand as a whole, we know this. Like, we've built up our own brand. Like, when, you know, you got to really focus on your talent development, and you got to focus on your business, right? Or else what happens is that you kind of build a cancer within your own fucking company, right? And I think what's not helping him is that it's just stacking and stacking and stacking, and then it raises the question: how do you even build like talent with that type of like bad energy around you, right? Like, looking at the younger artists, it's your responsibility to develop those acts because they're underneath your company, and it's your responsibility to make sure that they're producing good music. But if all of those young kids or these young artists are seeing like headline after headline after, like, even for like the younger artists underneath YSL, how do you truly develop into a good artist if all you're surrounded by is controversy? It gets fucked after. You see it with sports teams, you see it with companies. It becomes this whole fucking malicious game of just negative headline after negative headline. And when the voice memos are starting to leak from jail, I mean, I don't know.
Weird.
Like,
mean,
it's different than like fake news lines.
It's almost feeling like a rollout that's just like poorly.
Well, you
strategic.
think he's leaking
I
these
think
audio?
I think he's definitely behind a lot of this audio for sure.
Well, bro,
maybe not every
there's
clip,
audio.
but
Yeah, there's audio of him snitching. That's the narrative. Like, I don't think he's leaking
maybe
that.
maybe not that one, but certain clips I feel like probably.
Maybe.
No,
I mean,
I'm
listen,
not
For the volume of them that have been coming out, and like the fact that a lot of these conversations are with different like recipients, like on the outside, right? Conversations with 21 Savage, then conversations with someone from the label. Like, is there really one guy within the jail system that had access to all
sure,
this?
I
don't know.
don't think Young Thug is.
No,
leaking
I
these.
think it's
I
detrimental.
think some of
bro.
these
Are you
clips
serious?
were probably leaked from Thug himself.
But listen, Thug, I know he came out on his story and he said it himself. Like, I'm just gonna let the music speak for itself. So, like, again, all these antics and he's a snitch and he said this about this label guy. Like, bro, we need to hear the music, you know. And the music we've heard, you're right, has been pretty shit.
Yeah.
You know, and now he has an album to deliver, and he could deliver on the album. You know what I mean? Like,
see.
I don't think he will. Like, if you had to bet,
Well, when do you even think this
Probably
album's
not.
coming out? I mean, it's been postponed like for
it
months.
has to be
at
this
point.
year. It has to be this year.
No, I
if
don't
he
think
waits
it's
on, if
happening
he,
this year.
no,
I don't even think it's happening this year anymore.
no,
Like, that's why I think he didn't do this, bro. This had to have been leaked. Someone must have compiled all of these recordings, and they probably just waited for Christmas morning and bang,
Oh, yeah.
probably put them out. So I don't believe your theory, if I'm going to be honest with you, that he was behind any of this. Because, bro, like, think about how like, you've been advocating for the past like year or so that you don't fuck with rats, you don't fuck with any of this fake shit, like, and then bang, bro, that happens to
he's
you. It
being
goes
targeted.
complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's being targeted, bro. He's absolutely being targeted throughout this entire process.
Possibly, but it could also be a case of, okay, a couple of like clips of audio leak, and like to switch the narrative, there's been other clips coming out where he was speaking about, like, for example, how he never committed a crime, and like that whole thing with Gunna where he's speaking about how like Gunna admitted that there was a RICO like organization going on, and he's like, I never did a crime. Like, he was almost defending himself about the criminal allegation. So I feel like there were some things that made him look positive in a certain light. So maybe he was just playing the game where it's like, okay, let me add to the noise, but let me throw in some positivity within it. So possibly not. We probably won't ever find out. But
and then you have Gunna running like 5-kilometer like charity like marathons and shit. You know what I mean?
But
Gunna's
like, low
just,
key,
like,
bro, like, good for him though.
Good for
like,
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gunna,
for sure.
yeah,
For sure.
absolutely.
dude, guys on top of the world. I mean, I'm not sure how, what top of the world, considering like, all the botting and the fake shit going on. I'm not sure, but dude, like, still, he has his fan base. He's going on. Like, how would you feel in that position, bro? Where like your boss is throwing everything on you when like your boss is
I have a
doing
conspiracy that this is all a setup, bro.
this. You think so?
Imagine they come out, bro, and come out with like a collab album, and it goes viral because like they had this beef, but they come
nasty.
to, bro. I'm telling you, like, I'm saying it on record right now, guys. Gunna Young Thug collab album.
That's a
I already know how this
That's
shit
the
goes,
wildest-
bro.
That,
I know
that's
how
the
this
craziest
shit
thing
goes.
I've heard all week, bro.
You don't think that's possible?
no
No,
way.
no,
Think about it from the
no.
marketing perspective. Like,
It would be too obvious to where people would start saying like, "Dude, what the fuck's going on? Like, this is really like
I wouldn't say
stupid."
I wouldn't say it's obvious. I think it'd be a fucking like massive twist.
it would be, but that's
Oh, bro, like, if
that's
you-
the point, though.
Come on, bro, the listener's
there's been
not
too
that
much
dumb.
shit spoken, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, that's the
Too
setup,
much
bro.
deep
They're
shit
setting
spoken.
up
Do you
to
think
that
people
point.
would be that naive to the point to where they would be like, "Yo, this is a crazy
Bro,
like
is
I
it
don't
not-
know,
I would
get
feel
together
weird about it,
project
Bro,
to
to
be
be
honest.
honest.
I would
is
feel
it not believable when like you hear fucking jail phone calls, and you know what I mean. Like if they are setting up for this, they're
type of
doing
iceberg are
it
you trying
well.
to set
Bro.
up right
Bro,
now?
listen, man. Like, and that album would be hard, by the way. Young Thug Gunna.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
In
on
2025,
Yeah, I'm not sure
Come
on that
on.
end.
What
It's
do you mean?
I don't
You
know,
don't think
man.
it would be good?
A bunch of turbo beats and the same Gunna flow over and over. I don't know, man.
Did
I'm
you
not for
listen to
Gunna.
the whole Gunna album?
I listened to maybe half of it. And
Okay,
couldn't
I
get
didn't
through
check it
further.
out, so I don't know.
Pretty
if it's,
solid.
Yeah, there's
It
some.
it gets long at the end.
Yeah,
like every
yeah,
other
yeah.
like 25.
Like you're not gonna listen to that album front to back. I don't think he
Yeah.
even want. Like he would tell you, bro, don't listen front to back. You know what I mean?
You know what's a crazier narrative as well? I believe was it Sony Digital that I came out on Twitter.
Sunny Digital.
It
by
was
the way.
Sunny Digital, yeah, and he had said that Atlanta Trap is dead. He had said that like it's like this is the end, like it's kind of dying down. So going back to our conversations a couple of episodes ago, do you think this scene is like really like it's cooked now? It's cooked. Hard.
I mean, I don't know if I can right now give the take. Yes, it's cooked, but I will say this: it's interesting that a lot of like the biggest players are kind of having a fall off of sorts. Right? We had Lil Baby with Wham, which didn't make the most noise.
Wham.
His career's been on a decline for a while, and even looking at Metro Boomin, it's sad to say, and this is whatever. It could be unrelated, but just to say, he's not advancing the trap scene with his latest project. He's going back in time with an old Atlanta sound.
Bro, that album was ass. Bro. Like, are you guys spinning that?
I don't know if you
much?
gave that a good rating, bro.
I liked it. I still
No,
enjoyed
no.
it.
Listen, I
enjoyed it.
listened to it like 1.5 times, so like I'm being like an asshole right now, but bro,
It was,
really
yeah,
think-
it was cool for the first couple of listens.
I
but
never even heard someone playing this album.
You know what? I have gone back to Sly maybe 2 or 3 times since like that week of release. That's about it.
But even
I like Slide.
going back to Atlanta, like I think there's a lot of talented management groups out there.
Yeah.
Looking at JID, looking at Earth Gang, like looking at everyone that's coming out of that scene stills, like
Yeah.
I think
I
maybe the
almost put
sound
them in
is
a,
just
in a different category in the sense
Yeah.
of, again,
Exactly,
Sunny
yeah.
Digital was speaking about trap, and obviously Jid and Earth Gang might rap on a trap beat every now and then, but they're so not in that lane, so I wouldn't even put them in
you
that
can't even
conversation.
box them into any lane
No.
at that.
No,
So do I think the ETL scene's completely done? No, bro. There's too much talent.
it's just
out there.
transitioning. Yeah, I think it's
It's
going
a
through
transition
a
point,
transition.
But again,
phase,
is the
which
ATL
cool.
trap scene done? That's the bigger question.
Oh.
But what do you
know? The
cons-
ATL scene is not done in
No,
hip-hop.
Yeah,
no,
but
no.
it's such a vague term, ETL trap scene. You know, like if you're talking about like the Young Thug and like Future Wave that came up in like 2014, 2015, then yeah, I think they're having a kind of a bow out. But even at that, you look at Future, bro, he's still going strong.
Oh, I was just
Future's
gonna
going
say that
strong.
he literally
Future's-
just had a crazy year last year.
Yeah,
you know
no.
what I mean?
Future's
Like,
one of the only guys that's kind of staying out of like the entire
For
like,
sure.
thing that's happening this
Yeah.
year, right? So
It's just
I'm
crazy
not
that
sure.
a lot of these guys, again, going back to Thug, it's like they don't even care that much about the art itself. Like there was part of that conversation for Business is Business. He was talking about like, fuck, we should have got Morgan Wallen on the album, and that was right after his label guy was like, oh, we're competing with Morgan for the #1 spot. So like, again, just for the sake of
yeah,
just making the album sales go further, let's get Morgan Wallen on a Young Thug album. Like it's just we knew these were tactics that always existed, but the fact that like
you're seeing it live.
now you're
seeing it
hearing
live
yeah,
in
you're
front of you,
seeing
it's
it.
like,
coming
wow,
out of
bro.
the coming
It's
out of his
crazy.
mouth. But my final take on the new Young Thug project is that I don't think it'll be better than Business is Business. I think
Yeah, I
Business is
agree.
Business will easily be better than the new Thug project.
Yeah, and I think that's because a lot of those songs also were from the era of So Much Fun and
Yeah.
like just older back catalog shit where Thug was a bit hungrier and had a bit more to prove. Different time for him.
Let me ask you guys this: with everything that's happened over the past 2 years, bro, kind of like the rug being pulled, and seeing all of the tactics and everything that's been happening, do you guys feel like to a certain extent like your innocence has been ruined? Like where it's kind of like now you're no longer naive. It changes your perspective on the music. You're like maybe you're shifting more towards another type
Yeah.
of music than another one because of everything that's happening.
Not necessarily. I mean, like we've been saying, we kind of always knew that these things existed. Obviously, it's kind of shocking to have it all in front of you now, like all laid out on the table. But I wouldn't say it's changing me as a listener too much.
No, I wouldn't say changing, but what I do think it's doing is that it's making the fans, including us, we're fans, it's making us smarter and more aware, So I think going into certain situations, people will think twice. They'll probably have like a better hypothesis as to what the fuck's happening over here, like a Young Thug and Gunna collab on the way. But that's what I think. I think it's making the consumer smarter, and that's never a bad thing in my opinion.
No, that is never a bad thing. I think it's interesting because you look at this new rollout for Young Thug, and like you said, things are kind of cooked. But Has this kind of killed the excitement for you guys with Thug's new album, or has it already been cooked and like this was just like
It's the music that's been cooking it. Whatever. This
Yeah.
situation is what it is. You
Yeah,
know what I
that's
mean?
what it
Whatever
is.
goes
It's
on in
just
the
some-
background
you
goes
can't
on.
necessarily talk about it.
If he drops a masterpiece, he drops a masterpiece. I would
Yeah.
fucking love it, but I don't see it going that way.
see.
Speaking of new albums, we're not doing a Joey Badass album review on the YouTube channel, so we definitely should just give our thoughts on the album here. What did you guys make of it? Like, any more listens after the first listen?
I listened to it once. I thought it was cool. I thought it'd be better, to be honest. I had like high expectations for it. He was experimenting a little bit too, so it was cool. It was a cool listen, but there was more that I expected, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, he went on Twitter and he clarified saying, you know, this was a project I worked on for 6 months. I wanted to give the old mixtape vibes. And even listening to that, I'm like, bro, like you had put in so much more effort and just made better records, period, on all of your past mixtapes. Even going back to something that's a bit lesser known, like a Summer Nights. The project just came together better. And with this project, especially after the killer year that he had to start things off with the battle, I'm like, bro, where are those level bars? Like the types of bars we were getting on songs like Crash Dummy earlier in the year, why wasn't that on this new album? Why was the hunger not present on this new album? Production wasn't as strong, again, as some of those diss tracks. And even compared to 2000, I just feel like he dropped the ball in like so many different aspects of this album.
It felt looser, right? And I don't know if that was the right decision. Like from a fan's perspective, obviously Joey does what he wants. He's a creative and he's allowed to put out the output that he wants. But looking at this track list, one thing that I felt like was it was kind of just loosely woven together, like you had said on Twitter, right? It didn't feel like a 2000 or even going back to like some OG projects that had this feeling. Like example of Summer Nights, right? Like Summer Nights kind of has a similar format where it's more of a concise track list. It's supposed to be this looser project, but at least there was a feeling and sort of like this mood that you got throughout the project. With this, felt a tad random from time to time within the track list, but I do like some of the features on this. For example, going on to BK's Finest, I like the Rome feature and I like the CJ Fly feature on that. I thought those were good verses. On Still, though, I wish Rhapsody had a verse like we were talking about in the live album reaction, but I did like the Absol verse. But we were talking about this in the live album reaction. It's like, if this is 2013, bro, you'd get like a Drugs level collaboration referencing the Absol and Mac Miller record where like, bro, they're putting their time into this. This feels like, let me get a good production. Let me just fill up these verses. Let me call Absol. Let him send me over a verse and like, let's put this in. I feel like that's kind of something that's missing, and we were speaking about this is the art of collaboration. A lot of these collaborations now, they feel fucking flat.
Yeah,
and from every aspect of the genre. This is not only Joey, like on new Travis records, bro, on like all kinds of different albums. Like these collaborations are starting to feel really forced, and they don't feel the same way as they used to.
Yeah, and I can't remember which artist was speaking about this in an interview, but he's like, yeah, just like most of the times when it comes to getting collaborations done, it's all like, you know, we never meet up, right? It's all just sent in, and there's no real like in-person link up, which does happen occasionally. Like for example, I think Corday was saying that a lot of the collabs and the songs he made with Anderson .Paak were all made in person, and you see the result there.
Same thing with
the
Wayne.
chemistry is like, you hear it, bro.
More
You could
organic.
guess. You could guess they were together making
Well, you're
that
in a
music, you
session,
know?
right? Like, I mean, how long do these sessions last? Even if it's a couple of hours, you guys are in that room together creating, right? And bounce ideas off of each other. Like, it's difficult. Like, it's genuinely difficult. And I think a lot of companies, not only in music, but they're suffering from this thing where, like, trying to get more efficient with their time. They're trying to get more efficient here and there, and they're cutting time here. All these phone calls. Like, bro, like, there's a reason why companies are successful, and I think it's because of the art of collaboration. Get people in the room, get the emotions going, and build off of that creativity, bro. Like, there's only so much I could do off of a phone call.
Yeah.
You know, whether I'm looking at my fucking phone or making myself a coffee, no. Like, when I'm in the room, I have to be present in the creative process. And I think it's something that people are suffering from right now, especially the music. I'm listening to a lot of these records and collaborations, and it feels like they don't even want to be there. And I was just like, okay, let me do the guy a favor. You know, it's time to get it in.
It sucks. It does ruin the art of collaboration. You know, like music's a collaborative process. So I mean, listen, I think it depends how you look at collaboration, right? If you look at like a producer and an artist cooking up, like a Freddie and Alchemist, like they're probably together cooking that album. You know?
Well, yeah, of course, the studio session videos.
Yeah, you even have the footage.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, I agree. Like when it comes to feature verses, and especially when you get like a random ass feature, like you're mentioning like Morgan Wallen on like a Thug song, like they're not in the studio like
Yeah.
cooking that song together. You know,
There's
so
no
yeah,
way.
no, I do agree. There needs to be more intentionality and an organic approach to collaboration. That's what makes the best. You know.
Yeah, Morgan Wallen seems to be everyone's boogeyman in hip hop, eh?
Shout out Morgan
Everyone-
Wallen, bro.
everyone's scared of
Shout
Morgan.
out Morgan
Oh,
Wallen.
yeah, because I mean,
Everyone's scared.
at that point, it was like, it was funny. In the audio, you heard the guy telling Thug, he's like, yeah, it doesn't matter like which week we put this out. Like Morgan Wallen is just doing 100K.
We're fucked. Bro.
Every week, bro, he's selling 100K. It could be 2 months after the album's out. We're selling 100K, bro. Like,
Country's going crazy right now.
yeah, no, it's fuck, man.
Well, listen,
People love it.
Taylor Swift is around the corner. Get ready for
New
that
Taylor
one.
Swift
shit.
album. That's gonna be huge.
Plus, she just got engaged with Travis Kelsey.
Yeah,
So I mean, bro, this album's gonna go.
that's why I picked him in my fantasy, bro. I felt
Travis
like
Kelsey, bro.
Yeah,
he
for
may
sure.
have a year just because of like
yeah, Roger
the
Goodell
marketing.
for sure put in some words
Nah,
to the
if that
referees.
and
bro,
he actually had like one of his worst seasons last year, so like he is due to
for a comeback
yeah.
season.
And Rasheed Rice is injured, so he's gonna be
6
even more
weeks
of a
out. Yeah,
target.
you got fucked there, bro.
Injured, sorry. he's
Imagine
suspended.
this was a
Suspended.
fucking ceremony like at the Super Bowl, bro.
No,
Bro, there was a bet last year
that like,
that he would propose
Yeah, I
at the
remember
Super
that.
Bowl final, and I was like,
but they're not that corny, bro. Of a couple,
It's so
like,
corny. That would be so corny.
no, but like them, to, like, bro, like they're just like,
I don't-
they're going through the motions, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I
what
don't
the
know.
fuck?
It is what
I
it
don't
is, bro.
follow
They're
like
celebrities.
their
They're celebrities.
adventures enough to like. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'll be
no,
honest.
but like Travis
I
Kelce's
really-
a sick fuck. Like,
yeah,
bro, you
he's
hear him
good.
talking with
He's
his
a
brother on his
fucking great tight
podcast.
end. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, bro, they're literally just like two brothers. They're just
Yeah, no. Obviously, the media like flips it. And
Yeah, it's
whatever.
horrible.
Like it's just,
I mean, that's what happens when you're dating Taylor Swift, isn't it?
I guess so, man.
Hey, man, if the guy's happy, bro, let the guy do what he has to do.
Last
you
thing
know?
before we move on from the Joey conversation, what score would you guys give it?
I give good rating.
I would say
Overall?
good too. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
good
very
rating.
loose
Writing was
yeah.
pretty solid. He delivered some good verses. I think the features were lackluster at certain points, but regardless, I think maybe like I expected more replay value out of this project as well. There's maybe only like 3-4
That's
songs
true.
that I'm
Yeah,
taking out
it's
of this,
just
you
like
know?
knowing the level of artist Joey is. Like this was not it, bro. Like this was not what he was capable of delivering.
Especially coming off, like you said, that whole rap battle. But even the thing that he tweeted where it's like, I made this in 6 months. It's more like, I hate when artists do that.
Is that
It's
like an insecurity thing where it's
Yeah.
like people might not
Yeah.
like fuck
or
with
at
this
least
heavy?
it gives off that impression,
Yeah.
right? It's like, yo, like, you're telling me not to have my hopes up now? Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? I've been waiting for this. You know?
Literally.
So,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
it is what it is.
that was strange. Something else I wanted to talk about. It's not often we see this kind of stuff go viral, but I want to celebrate it when it does. I don't know if you guys saw the Stove God Cook song.
oh, yeah.
That went
I was going to
viral.
bring this up.
Bro, it's reached I think like 2 different clips with like 1 million views, and it was a song called Marvin Ye, which a lot of people thought was unreleased at first, but it was actually released on his EP that he put up for sale last year for like $25. And bro, you have Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye sampled and slowed down in the background. He is just rapping his ass off on that track. Incredible hook, amazing verses. Literally would be one of the best songs of 2025 if it officially came out. But the reception was amazing on it. And what's even cooler is that not long after that clip went viral, he did an interview really quick. I think it was at West Side Gun Day or something like that. And someone asked him, when is the album coming? And he said it's coming in 2025. And he said that it's called God's Favorite Drug Dealer, which is a crazy album title. And again, just building off of the hype of that song. Did you guys hear it? Because I was like,
I didn't hear it.
oh my God.
I heard it. It's crazy.
It's like a kitchen lights level.
Which,
Could we play it, you think, or no?
Nah,
if
it's going up
this
on
goes
YouTube.
on YouTube,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
can't.
you can't play that.
We'll
for
play
sure.
it after the
Yeah, you can play it for
pod.
me.
But what podcast did they preview it on?
This was the Joe and Jada
Yeah.
podcast.
Bro, and I saw the clip because it came up on my algorithm, and I saw how many likes it had, and I was like, "Fuck yeah,
For
bro!" Like,
Stove
this,
God,
yeah,
this
this
is amazing.
Sick. Yeah,
Real
I have it
music is
saved.
definitely doing its thing this
100%,
year.
bro. And I'm happy that he's gonna finally get to like officially release an album because it's been since 2020 that he hasn't been able to, and it's because of like just some bad business, bro, that he was involved in, and you know apparently Shady Records reached out, Def Jam tried to get him out of his deal, and like he was just locked into like this sturdy contract where there was no escaping for the longest time. So I'm just happy for him that he's now able to, you know, grow his career the way that he's supposed to grow it, bro,
Yeah.
and be able to flourish properly. So shout out to Stove God, one of my favorite artists in the game right now on the come up, and I can't wait to see what he does, bro.
Yeah, but
This
do you
is
think it's
long
actually coming
overdue.
though? But it's been talked about for a long time that his new album was supposed to be released. You know,
It has, but he's given a date, bro. I don't think he's ever really given a date before. So
I'm
Which
happy
album
that
was he on? The Clips album, right?
he
he
was
was on on FICO.
Yeah, it was on
Fucking
FICO.
Phenomenal feature too, bro.
Yeah, it was
Incredible.
a great feature. I wish he
It-
had a verse on that, but I
Yeah.
think he did well on the hook.
And I feel like, especially when he goes into that singing bag, like I feel like he's starting to use it more, knowing that like people are loving it. And it's like, yeah.
1,000.
Was that like the first time we ever heard him like go like that on a
No,
verse?
I think he did a couple
No.
on
On a
Reasonable
hook?
Drought. There was a
Okay.
couple of hooks like that on
Yeah,
Reasonable Drought.
you know, he's been doing that style, but it's just like, yeah, he's just been like the West Side Gun feature superstar for so long, and it's been amazing to know that he's like built a name and a career really off of those features. If we're being honest, like no one would know of Stove God if it wasn't for those collabs. So, love the way he's built momentum, and I can't wait to see what he has
let's,
coming.
Well,
let's still
speaking
go
about
cook.
Heels Have Eyes Too by West Side Gun, bro, this album is getting good reception.
I haven't tapped in yet, bro.
This
I haven't
album is
listened to it
getting,
at all.
oh baby, it's gonna get played today for me.
First
How
time?
long
I'm
is
doing
the
play for
album?
today?
How long?
12 songs.
45 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my god. I
People are
cannot-
saying, yeah, it's his best in years. So
It's his best since Hitler Wears Hermes 8. I'm happy, bro, that real hip hop is winning. Like, there's a lot of shit happening in the mainstream of hip hop, and there's some theories that like this is actually good for the genre. What's happening?
it's been appearing to be good. Like, not only are we eating and like we're really getting some of the best music from some of our favorite artists that are not quote unquote mainstream, but like, again, not to look at the numbers, but this time in a positive light. Clips having like one of their best first week sales album ever. Freddie Gibbs having like his highest charting placement on Billboard. Like,
And delivering a sequel to a classic album.
this
like,
is fucking
yeah.
amazing, bro. It's like this music is able to thrive in 2025 when people are throwing out things like, oh, real hip hop is dead and no one cares about lyricism anymore. Like, no, like that's not totally.
And bro,
this
these
is-
guys are outperforming a lot of the young guys, quote
They
unquote, that are
bro,
supposed
which
to be
is nuts.
But,
And
and,
that's
listen,
what I find
and
awesome.
I've mentioned this on the podcast, but we're starting to see a shift of that being obviously what's the most quality. People are waking up and it's having crazy first week numbers. What happens to hip hop when the top dog of all of this, J. Cole, comes out and drops the fall off?
Yeah, you
bro?
see, like that's a
Like
good,
this is,
yeah, you're
bro. I'm
right,
telling
yeah.
you, this is my theory. Like already, it's on an incline. People are loving it. It's outperforming the fucking Destroy Lonelys of the world.
Yep.
And now you have J. Cole selling like 300K doing this. Like,
Yeah, gonna be nasty.
what does that
bro.
do to hip hop?
It's
It's
gonna
gonna
be-
shift
it's gonna
hip
be
hop. I'm
beautiful,
telling you, it's
yeah.
gonna
I
shift.
really hope so.
Yeah,
I would
and
love
guys
for
like
that to
Tyler
happen.
leading the genre, guys like Cole coming through. Like
Bro,
I
it's
really,
gonna change.
it is because also what I feel like what was happening in 2018 up to maybe like you could say 2023, because you saw the shift last year really happen. A lot of the mainstream audience is kind of dipping and they're going back into like country and pop and shit
Yeah.
like that, and
It's true.
it's low-key a good thing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a good thing because now you get the community that's really like focused on the purest of the art form.
Yeah.
And it's hard to sell gimmick, bro, to an audience that really wants the truest form, right? Like, bro, Stove God Cooks going viral on TikTok
Bro.
to me was news this morning.
That's what I'm
Stove
saying.
God
It's
Cooks
crazy.
going fucking viral
Yeah,
is
man.
awesome, bro. Like, that's
Yes.
serious. Like you said,
For
Freddie
his
Gibbs-
music, bro, not for some
Yeah.
bullshit, bro. He's going viral for a snippet, bro.
And dude, I'm seeing a lot of guys in the community getting the love they're finally deserving. Example, J Mac had a huge fucking year.
Yeah.
McKinley Dixon is getting a lot of love this
For
year. D2X's numbers are going up. Like, bro, these are guys that are doing similar numbers to the guys that are supposed to be the next superstars and that people are having these big conversations on, right?
And that brings
So-
up, because we had put it up on our community tab, just asking you guys for different topics, different conversation starters for this episode. And I think the most liked one was actually modern rap versus old rap. And I feel like, again, now with just the trajectory of hip hop, especially this year, it's no longer a case of like, oh, there's a generational bias over like which style of music may be superior, whatever the case may be. Like, no, we're seeing that, you know, proof is in the pudding that now there is a certain, I would say, foundational element of hip hop, which is, you know, actually rapping with a bit of substance and a bit of like skill level that is surpassing this modern rap. Even for this new generation, I feel like kids are becoming maybe more hip to this side of hip hop, and maybe you could thank the
Yes.
beef. Maybe you could thank just the quality of albums, maybe the lack of quality on the other side of
Yeah.
modern hip hop.
I think we've done actually a good job at that, bro. I'm
For
not gonna lie.
pushing,
I
for
think
sure,
NFR has
yeah.
done a good job in the community at
and
keeping
the
that spirit.
fans, bro. The fans helped us push it to where it's at.
For sure, bro. We have like hundreds of thousands to millions of people that are coming into the content, and like, I mean, bro, like when was the last time? Do we really cover this new scene coming up? Like at all, bro?
So let me
basically?
ask you that: is
Yeah.
it a straightforward like take that old rap is better than modern rap.
I don't even think you could call it old rap anymore, bro. I think this is new rap. Like
Yeah.
this is what it's fucking
This is what
supposed
it
to
is,
be,
yeah.
bro.
But
like,
older style rap,
no,
let's say.
no,
Like,
I
you're
don't
talking about,
think
like,
so.
the 90s and shit.
Well, I'm saying like no, but like even Alfredo too, right? Like production wise, yeah, there's a lot of '90s influence, right?
Yeah,
There's boom bap drums and there's like
Yeah.
jazzy sounds that were present all those decades
Yeah,
ago.
but they
so-
weren't using those same samples, for example.
No,
I think
for
it's
sure.
about reinventing the wheel
For sure.
with the foundations of what this genre is
Yeah.
supposed to be, which is
And
good
again, that
production.
wheel is like a full circle.
Yeah.
And I think we're at that transition. Like I said, with Cole coming, it's going to just go back to what it should be, you know? Because my biggest argument, especially with hip hop today, like the Yeats, the Ians, is like there's no identity to it. And it's to a point where it almost doesn't even identify with the genre of hip hop. And that's a big issue. You know what I mean? And I think that we're starting to see the transition. Cole Cummings is going to obviously do a lot. And these guys are going to get the fuck out of here.
Bro,
Like where's Yeet in 3 years?
You
Where
could,
is
you
he?
could convince me that Yeet is not a real person, bro.
Or
As
rapper.
fucked up as that might
Oh, I
sound.
know, I know.
You,
No,
you
hey,
could
listen.
tell me that. No,
He's a real person.
I
guys.
know
All
he's a real person, guys. I'm fucking around.
Hyperbole,
My
yeah.
point is that again, going back to the identity conversation, that and just even like the sound of the vocals, you could make the case that that sounds like a fabrication. Like AI could create the music that
Or
he's
you could
making.
listen to it and be like, this isn't even hip hop. You know
For
what I mean?
sure.
Like you could. Some people could not even put that in the hip
Mm-hmm.
hop genre. You know what I mean? So and that's not a knock to Yeet. Like he's making the music he's making. Kids are loving it.
Mm-hmm.
But what is it doing for hip hop?
Oh, I think
I
you
know.
can answer
What is
your
it?
own.
Yeah, like, what
but
is it
do you
doing
think
for
you
hip
think
hop?
as you get older, bro, you get older and you start to realize like what? Because think about it, like we were kind of listening to dumb music
Yeah.
as well, like kind of
But
like
not
when
like
we were young.
this,
Not,
bro.
no. It was
Like I
different.
think
was-
like
yeah.
we got like the like the end of like the best shit. You know what I mean? And we spoke about this last episode, like the Kodak in his prime, Migos in their prime, Uzi in their prime. Like
Early
that was
Cardi.
like early Cardi in his prime, in my opinion. Like that was the peak of like that trap sound. But what happens after a peak? you know?
No, but I'm saying is like not that, but like more of the gimmick type of shit. Like obviously you know that that's gonna do well, and we enjoyed that. But I think every sort of music listener when they first start off, think about it from like 14 to like maybe 18 years old, you're gonna fuck with gimmick shit because like it's hot, it's fun to get into these conversations. It rings off. But like as you get older, there's an actual need for good
But what
substance
gimmick
music.
shit did we fuck with though?
Like for example, when 6ix9ine was hot, bro.
Or,
Like,
a-
it was
or a Gucci gang, for example.
yeah, like
Yeah,
th-
that's
that was
one
our
song. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that are like behind an artist's entire catalog.
that's
That's
true.
gimmick shit. You know, like, and even 6ix9ine, bro. We weren't 6ix9ine fans.
Yeah,
Like,
I wouldn't
we were
call
just
myself a
intrigued.
6ix9ine
Yeah,
fan.
No, we
were
weren't, but I'm
intrigued,
saying,
and
like-
like he had his gummos, he had his shit that was going hard. But like,
Yeah, I can count on two hands like how many 6ix9ine songs I played more than once during that era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
you can't even name 10 if I asked you. But like, that's my point. Is like, there's people backing these entire catalogs, which again is fine. But when you blend it in with this is hip hop. My question is, well, what is hip hop then? Like, because I have no idea what hip
I
hop.
think
is
there's
at
a
this
scene
point.
that's derivative of hip hop, for example.
sure.
That's kind of borrowing elements of like that sound that's
sure.
bringing it in. But to say that that's hip hop's always been a huge melting pot, right? And there's gonna be fan bases in different pockets of it. I'm just happy that people are starting to finally realize like what this genre actually needs, like the yolk of it, right? Like we say it in business, right? You have the egg concept, you have the white around the egg, you have the yolk. If
Yeah.
you don't have your yolk, then the rest of it, all the white, like the egg whites around it, like it's kind of useless to a
Yeah.
certain extent. Like it doesn't even exist. You need that yolk to be intact for the genre to be alive, and the genre is too beautiful and has too much history, I think, for it to ever die, bro. It's
Oh,
too
for sure.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
dominant. It's
It's
amazing
gonna go
what's
through
happening.
its cycles. It's gonna go through its ups and downs.
For sure.
But let's conclude this conversation with the question I asked: where will Yeet be in 3 years? The actual, and when I say Yeet, I'm also categorizing like the Destroy Lonelies and just that
They'll have
at
their
their
careers.
age.
Yeah, they'll have their
I
careers.
think it was maybe last episode that I said that I don't think that they're gonna be at the same level they're currently at in 5 years' time. In 3 years' time, I mean, I feel like popularity-wise, Yeet maybe hasn't peaked yet, and maybe he's gonna experience that peak in a year or two.
You
But
think so?
I feel like
Yeah, I
yeah,
feel
bro.
for
I,
sure.
Like
I
peak in
feel like
terms of like popularity. You think
Yeah.
it's gonna go up?
popularity. I think it's gonna go up for maybe a year or two, and then start to have a decline.
If you look
once,
at the 5-year trajectory that usually rappers have.
Yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen because like he is increasing the size of his venues. He is performing really well with projects that are like loose EPs. So I'm just saying, once the Drake features slow down And once people realize that we're at album number 9 and it's not sounding much different than album number 5, I think slowly the fan base is probably going to jump on to the next hottest artist, right? Like, I don't think that he's going to be able to sustain a career for 10 years like we saw some of the biggest artists of the 2010s do. So my prediction in 3 years, I think he'll still be where he's at, but then 5 years down the line, 5 to 6 years, when we'll start to see a bigger fall.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a legacy artist at a certain point because of how much like backing he has and how much of a fan base he actually has.
And all the botting
and yeah, absolutely. But I mean, like, that's everyone. You could say that's like that's a thing for Young Thug now, apparently. I don't know. Like, I think they're always gonna have their lane. There's always gonna be a customer for that, and they're gonna do their thing. And I wish them the best, and I hope they're successful. But
for sure,
it's not for me, you know. And that's the way that I could see it. Also, I think the type of fan base you attract is what's gonna really like push you forward. And if you look at a lot of these legacy artists, for example, that built up in the 2010s. They built core community fan bases. Someone like Yeet, for example, has that core community fan base. So I think he's good. True. I think a lot of the other guys and a lot of the other noise that's coming out that tried to bite the Yeet sound or tried to bite Cardi's sound to make it slightly somewhat different for, bro, the proof is in the pudding. Like, you know, you can't go on forever with that type of sound.
But let me ask you guys this. Do you think that a Yeet or anyone in that sort of circle of, I would say, subgenre, let's say, right, rage rap or that style of hip-hop, do you think any of those guys, or maybe even someone that hasn't been introduced to us yet, will ever become the number one biggest rapper in the world?
No, I'll tell you why. Because the problem is like the type of people that they attract. Example, look at Che, for example, right? Like, just dropped a really hot project this year. The community fucks with it. Even if I don't like it, people are still enjoying it. Now, what's going to happen when he drops his next studio album? Those fans that you're going to attract are going to be like, oh, bro, it wasn't as good as his first one. He fell off. I guarantee you that's exactly what's going to happen.
Maybe.
Same thing happened to Until Japan this year, bro. Everyone was fucking hoping this guy was going to release an amazing album this year. And because
people loved the album, though.
People loved it, but now the narrative has switched on him, where it's like, oh, well, it's for people that don't listen to the mainstream. And it's also for the people that do listen to the mainstream.
I've seen nothing but good reception for, I think it's Trompe-l'œil. I've seen nothing but good reception.
But there's a middle ground where, like, bro, people love to then just fucking clown on it. Like, it's so hard to have a sustainable career in that lane.
It's weird, yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, it's really hard. And he's a great artist. Like, I think he makes great music. He does have good records from previous albums, for example. I just don't know, bro. I'm not sure. It's a hard fan base to please is what I'm saying.
No, for sure.
Because a lot of it is based off of hype. And, bro, hype is, I mean, you're going to lose
Comes and goes.
Yeah, it comes and goes. But look at the scene fucking 5 years ago in comparison to now. It's a whole different...
Insane.
Whole different roster of artists, right? So do you really have the music to be able to sustain that change? I don't know, bro. You got to really ask yourself.
To answer your own question?
For Yeet in 3 years? I don't think he's going to peak more than he already has.
Okay.
Like, I think that Drake moment is the highest he'll get. You know, like...
He's going to get a feature on Ice, man.
Oh, I hope
he needs something like that to peak again. Yeah, I mean, listen, bro. That would be...
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put it past it.
But it's something like that that'll make him peak to that point. But him just... Like you said, delivering album number 6, 7, and 8, how's that going to bring him to a higher peak than he is right now? I don't see it personally. But I wanted to take a quick break just to shout out all the people listening because we had one of our biggest fucking episodes last week.
We did?
Yeah, we did. We had I don't know how many downloads, but I remember looking at the numbers and it was fucking good. So shout out to everyone that's fucking with this podcast. Like we say all the time, share it with a friend that knows us. I feel like we need to do a better job at just letting people know about this place and what these conversations are like. Give 5-star reviews, like whatever you can. You guys help us a ton, and I'm looking forward to doing this every week, honestly.
100%. Yeah, no, it's been a blast, guys. It's some of the loosest conversations that we have, and like we said at the beginning of this, we literally don't have conversations like this essentially anywhere. Maybe we'll go into some of these topics on like our weekly like YouTube streams, but a really like in-depth, close to an hour conversation about just the hottest conversations in hip-hop. This is the only place that you guys could get it, and the support's been tremendous. Thank you guys for leaving comments, for following us on Spotify, whatever you guys could do. Like Nick just said, it goes a long way, and we appreciate it. So we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Much love and peace.